A world dominated by giants. A race of enormous, soul-devouring monsters born of angels who fell from heaven and absolutely fumbled their divine mission. And their origins, well, the Book of Enoch tells us it starts with the Watchers, a group of angels sent to observe humanity. But they don't just watch, they fall hard. They were led by an angel named Semyaza, who basically stands up and says, "We're all thinking about it. Let's make a pact, descend to Earth, and pick us up some girlfriends." And somehow, his pitch worked. Essentially, Nicolas Cage and Meg Ryan's City of Angels, but rated R for ritual sacrifice and cosmic consequences.
I just want you to know who I am.
The angels fall, all 200 of them, and they start doing what fallen angels do, cause hell and procreate, apparently. The result is the Nephilim, half angel, half human giants. They start eating everything, from livestock, crops, and even people. And when they run out of food, they just start eating each other. So yeah, biblical kaiju, that's what we're dealing with. And then there's Azazel, who skips the romance entirely and starts handing out weapons and armor and makeup tips. Yeah, his crimes include the beautifying of eyelids, because apparently eyeliner is demonic now and spells the apocalypse. The world descends into chaos. Humans are corrupted and the Nephilims are rampaging. And God decides this whole experiment needs a hard reset. Cue the flood. Now, according to the book, the flood wasn't just about human sin as we've been led to believe. It was about wiping out a generation of angel-spawned monsters that never should have existed in the first place. This is where our narrator Enoch comes in, the great-grandfather of Noah, and apparently the only man on earth who still has God on his speed dial. He's taken on a celestial tour of heaven. Not just one, but 10 heavens, which starts off majestic and ends kind of terrifying. By the 7th, that's where God lives, he's surrounded by flames, choirs, and 10,000 times 10,000 angels, which in ancient math just means don't bother counting. And just when it starts to sound majestic, he hits level 8. Level 8 heaven is where they're keeping the angels who screwed up. Much like Greek mythology, you can think of Tartarus, eternal torture and damnation and the like. Dante's Inferno, but worse. Enoch's tour ends with him becoming basically the heavenly HR rep, filing charges against the Watchers and witnessing their sentencing. The fallen angels beg Enoch to talk to God for them. God says no, the Nephilim are wiped out in the flood, and the Watchers are bound in chains until the final judgment. This is where our pal Azazel comes back. He gets a starring role. He's blamed for pretty much all sin and thrown into a desert pit. His name later evolves into Scapegoat, quite literally. By the end of it, Enoch is shown prophecies of future and the final judgment and the destruction of evil. And then he vanishes, just like he did in the book of Genesis. But why does any of this matter? Because this story, banned and forgotten in most traditions, explains where demons came from, why God sent the flood, and how ancient people made sense of evil, violence, and war. And even though it didn't make the final cut, the Book of Enoch shaped how we imagine fallen angels, the apocalypse, divine justice, and even Nicolas Cage movies to this day. It's not scripture for most, but it's a glimpse into the anxieties and imaginations of an ancient world trying to explain and grapple with why everything went wrong. A world full of giants, forbidden knowledge, divine punishment, and eyeliner.